So you say you want to see the Holy Grail. Well, let me show you. Here it is. The Leicina Special. Camera bag not included. One of the most important things about this camera is that it's very easy to use because you can throw it in a video bag. Unlike an Nikon R10, it doesn't have a giant handle sticking out of the bottom, which makes it very easy to carry and use. Anyhow, it is in really good shape. There are a few little scratches and blemishes, which is to be expected on a 40-year-old camera. It's got a little paint loss around the tripod holes. This side is really good. And it does include the 6 to 66 millimeter Schneider lens. Let me turn it on. There we go. And you can see that the zoom works, power zoom works nice and smooth. No problems there. The automatic aperture also works. Though I'm doing something, I think I'm doing something wrong at the moment. Let me think about that. There we go. It just, the light didn't change enough. So that works properly. And as long as we got the power up, let's run it just a little bit. This is 25 frames per second. Nice and smooth. And if you want to go to 54, you do this. This was serviced by a gentleman in Germany in about 2014 or 15. I don't remember. I probably shot my last roll with it a year or two ago, and I haven't had any problems with it. The let's see here. It's got a handy little handle here. You fold that out, and that becomes a pistol grip. It's got a trigger there. Let's see, what other settings do we have? There's an ASA knob there, so you don't have to worry about the camera sensing notches and whether it's daylight or tungsten light. And I think I'm going to turn off the automatic exposure, because actually I'm going to turn everything off so that it's not doing weird stuff while I'm showing you. I can't remember what this is. And I'm having a hard time turning it with my left hand. Oh, well, I turned it off, didn't I? Not my best demo video. Alright, I don't remember what this is. The fact that there's a T suggests that this is filters. Shoot, I was going to dig out manuals. I guess I still have to do that. I think I have a couple manuals. I'll mention that in the listing, what I find. So, really important attribute of this camera is that it's got a good eye cup. This is a new eye cup that I put on in about 2015 or 2016. I'm including 2 additional eye cups. One is just an older eye cup of the same style. It's still supple. It doesn't have any cracks in it, and it would work just fine. I put the new one on because I had a new one. And then there's this crazy eye cup that you can put on if you want. It seems like it would just get knocked off all the time in a camera bag. So you got 2 eye cups. That's pretty important because most of these cameras have really bad eye cups. And then I'm including a 10mm Leica lens. This is, as far as I can tell, unused. It's got a little speck of dust on the outer element there. I should have blown it off before pulling it out. But the insides look clean. I don't see any fungus or internal dust. It comes with a front cap and a back cap. Back element's nice and clean. like I said, I don't think this lens has ever been used. And it does include a rubber lens hood. Very supple, brand new, shows no signs of use. It was in a little plastic bag before I got it out for shooting. There's a lens hood, two-piece lens hood, that and two lens caps for it. And so this is split. You can turn the hood, and take it off like that, and it will take, I think, series 8.5 filters, and you can also put a 62mm filter in there, but the 62mm filter will rattle. So a better solution is just to thread the 62mm filter on the lens directly, which is what I've done here. There's a UV filter protecting the lens, and the glass is great. There's no fungus, no dust, no scratches, no cleaning marks, not that I can see. I'm a bit of a lens snob. So that is a new, in about 2015, lens hood that I bought. Pardon me, that I bought from Whitner. And lens cap goes on there like that. Let's take a look at the film compartment. This is a roll of Vision 250D, which is a product Kodak never made. I had Whitner cut down some 35mm film and perf it for me. I think I had them cut down about 2,000 or 4,000 feet of 35mm. And the aperture plate, the gate, is in great shape. Film goes right in, no problem. Nice smooth running. And what else do we have here? This is interesting. This cost me about $200. It's a little tiny pressure plate that you insert with, I guess using a toothpick, behind the pressure plate in a Super 8 cartridge. Obviously you don't want to get fingerprints all over it. See, it's got some intricate machining on the back. And there were a couple different people making these pressure plates in the early 2000s and 2010s, and this guy bragged about how well polished his was and claimed that if it's not well polished, it doesn't work worth a darn. So I spent about $200 on this, and I shot some test rolls with it, and I couldn't tell the difference. I asked the guy if I was doing something wrong, and he basically just told me I was an idiot. So I don't know what to make of that, but it's included. Maybe you can get it to work better than I did. We've discussed the lens, we've discussed the eye cups, lens caps, camera in general. Not sure what else to say. I have some rolls that I've shot with this camera posted on YouTube. I'll include one or more of them in the listing if I can find them. And kind of reluctant to sell this because this is simply the best Super 8 camera ever made. I really like the idea of owning one. The problem is I don't shoot much Super 8. I shoot 16 and 35, and I've got a whole bunch of Super 8 film in the freezer, and I'm just not shooting much of it. So it's time for somebody else to experience the joy of owning a Leicina Special. So good luck bidding.